All right, welcome back to the channel, everyone. We're going to do a quick one here. This one is from Basketball Universe. I'm going to give him a like there. This one's called Does Shaq's jersey deserve to be retired for the Orlando Magic? Link to the original video is going to be down in the description below if you want to check that out without my commentary. And this is an interesting topic because I felt a little weird about this because straight up, Shaq only played for Orlando for 4 years. Granted, they were an expansion team at the time, and like he really put them on the map. He even brought them to one NBA championship, or one NBA finals, I'm sorry, where I believe they got swept. Was it? I think they got swept, yeah, by the Houston Rockets. But my whole deal is like he ditched them and he only played there for 4 years. So this is not about how great Shaq was. Shaq was a beast. His whole career was fantastic. But his tenure with Orlando, 4 freaking years. So anyways, let's check this video out and we'll save our take for the end. All right, here we go.
The big news out of Orlando is that they're going to retire the first jersey number in franchise history. And it's only fitting that the first player to receive this honor is the player who put this team on the map. That's the number 32 jersey from Shaquille O'Neal. For decades, they refused to give him this honor for the way he left the team and because he simply didn't play with them long enough. Apparently, they now have had a change of heart. The question is, does he truly deserve to have his jersey retired for that team? Should it matter that he only played for 4 years and never won a championship? If you're looking for a statistical case,
I mean, to me, that's my whole take here, is the 4 years thing. Yeah, okay, he didn't win a championship. Fine, no big deal, honestly. You know, he was the face of the team. And, you know, between him and Penny, they were fantastic. So I've never seen an expansion team just take off like that in popularity. But Shaq was a freaking monster. But still, does he deserve this honor? Like, I believe he deserves this in LA. But I don't know about Orlando, man.
He absolutely has one. Let's take a look at the franchise leaders. He currently ranks second in total blocks, third in total rebounds, and sixth in total points scored.
Yep.
He did that much damage in his short stint there.
I mean, his only competition should be Dwight Howard, right?
But if we're talking players in their prime, I believe no one was better than Shaq. On a side note, there's an argument to be made that Noah had a better season in franchise history than Tracy McGrady did in 2003. If I had to rank the greatest individual seasons from a Magic, I would give the nod to T-Mac in 03. However, he never duplicated that kind of dominance. In Shaq's case, he was the most dominant force from 1990.
That's against my sons too, I remember that. God damn, I think that was his second year in the league. So 93, 94. And this stuff is supposed to be Shaq proof. So they designed this basket because of Shaq. And it's, you know, so he can't shatter the backboard. So what's he do? He takes down the entire metal frame of the hoop, all the reinforcements, just pulls it down. Like, I don't know. I'm not going to give him the Superman title, but this dude was not human. He's superhuman for sure.
94 to 1996.
Jeez, look at that. Look at that.
And I have the numbers to prove it. For example,
broken backboards one. Hold up. Hold up. Look at this. Look at this stat line.
He has the second and third highest points per game average. He has the first,
where'd he go?
Third.
Sorry, guys.
And
boom. Look at that. Look at that. That's real. That's real. That's awesome. Good job, Phoenix. That was a good one.
I have the numbers to prove it. For example, he has the second and third highest points per game average. He has the first, third, and fifth highest blocks per game average, and the fourth highest rebounds per game average for a single season in franchise history. But let's look at a couple of his seasons to further his case. In 1994, he averaged 29.3 points on...
All right, this was prime Shaq. In my mind, some people got Laker Shaq over this, but this was This was lean and mean Shaq. 29 points, 13 rebounds, 3 blocks. Come on, man. Not to mention what a dominant force he was just in general. But to add those stats to it, shoot.
59.9% shooting, 13.2 rebounds, and 2.9 blocks per game. In just his sophomore season, he led the league in field goal percentage. He was second in points, second in rebounds, and sixth in blocks. Let's not forget that this came at a time when the NBA was a big man's league.
Yeah,
Before
it was.
Shaq,
Yeah, he was going against the likes of David Robinson, Hakeem Olajuwon, Patrick Ewing. What the hell? I'm not thinking of anybody right now. But yeah, he was going up against the big dogs, man.
NBA was nothing but a buffet of barbecue chicken.
Barbecue chicken.
Let's try to look at this from a historical perspective. He was so close to posting the highest points per game average by any player that shot over 60% from the field. He took and missed 2 3-pointers that took his average down to 59.9%.
Wow.
That's how close he was to history. In the following year, he was awarded with the scoring title.
And he used to shoot those threes for fun. So he shot 2 threes just for fun at the end of a game when they were blowing them out, when they were blowing out their opponent. And that's the reason why he didn't get 60%, just because he was playing around. Crazy.
But that's not all. He nearly became the third player in league history to finish first in points per game and field goal percentage, along with Will Chamberlain and Bob McAdoo.
So Dave Robinson just looking at him.
He had the second highest percentage behind Chris Gatling. He was later able to accomplish this in his legendary 2000 MVP season, but he nearly did the same while wearing an Orlando Magic uniform. Thanks to his dominant season, he finished second in MVP voting. That is tied for the highest finish in franchise history, along with Dwight Howard in the 2010-11 lockout season.
Yeah, really. Dwight never won MVP. He won what? Was it 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards, though? I'm pretty sure.
That's right. The Magic had the modern-day Wilt. What he was doing was historic, and it should warrant the proper recognition. As great as he was individually, he was also able to uplift his team to dominant seasons. The Magic have had a total of 8 50-win seasons. 3 of those came while Shaq was on the team.
Yeah.
That includes a 1995-96 season, where they posted the only 60-win season in franchise history.
Yep.
Then we have the previous year, where Shaq was a leader of a supremely underrated team. When we think of the best teams to never win a title in the 90s, we usually think of the 1993 Phoenix Suns, the 1996 Seattle Supersonics, and the 1997 Utah Jazz.
Yeah, sorry, because Michael Jordan beat all of you. You all had shots, but Jordan ruined it for all of you, unfortunately. About the Orlando Magic, though, straight up, I always believed, and I still do to this day, so many years later, if Shaq would have stuck around and it would have had a little more time to build around the core of him and Penny, they could have won multiple championships easily, in my mind. They might not have won. Okay, they definitely wouldn't have won until Michael Jordan retired. But anything after 1998 would have been fair game, you know, because he didn't win in LA until then, anyways. So it wasn't until 2000 that he started winning in LA. By then, he could have gotten his first ring in '99. Maybe. I don't know. But, I mean, I always felt that way. The core of Penny and Shaq was really, really strong. So all they were missing was a couple of pieces, and they could have got it done. But Shaq went for the money, man. I think it was $100 million deal that the Lakers gave him. So he just went for the money.
But let's not overlook the 95 Magic. Not only did they win 57 games, but they also posted a league-leading 115.1 offensive rating. That is the third highest offensive rating by any team of the 90s. It wasn't a fluke that this team was able to reach the finals. As impressive of a feat that is, this playoff run became even more legendary when they pulled off the impossible. During the 90s, there were only 2 teams that were able to eliminate Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls in the playoffs.
Okay. Don't go there, man, because that's not fair. The Bulls were trash that year. Jordan just came out of retirement like 17 games prior to this. You know, he wasn't in shape. Yes, the Orlando Magic beat the Bulls technically, but you know, it was with a Michael Jordan who was not in shape for basketball yet. He wasn't there. He had no legs. So I guess if you lace him up, then it counts. That's what Shaq says. But I just don't want to. I don't like when people pretend like, oh, they took out Prime Jordan. No, they didn't take out Prime Jordan. They took out an out of shape Jordan who was freshly out of retirement. Like, it's not the same thing. That's why the next year the Bulls came back and swept them. They did that with intention to shut that noise up. But people just remember. They just go, oh, they couldn't beat the Magic. Yeah, they obviously could beat the Magic. They swept them the next year. You freaking dumbasses. Jesus, here we go.
It was the Bad Boy Pistons in 1990 and this team. That is an accomplishment in itself. There's no question that they would have never defeated them if they didn't have Shaq to draw so much attention that led to open looks for his teammates.
Oh, yeah. Luke Longley and Bill Wennington had nothing on this guy. And back then, I believe they still had Will Perdue. Like, seriously, three of, like, the most trash centers of all time. Right there, I just listed. So, yeah. Crazy thing is later on, because Luke Longley and Bill Wennington were kind of trash, Dennis Rodman got the responsibility most of the time to guard Shaq, which is crazy. Because I think Dennis was, 6'8"? And Shaq is 7'1" and a giant. So, hats off to Dennis Rodman. If I were him, I'd be pissed off at my centers. Like, come on, Luke Longley. Get on him.
The last factor that needs to be considered is the nostalgia. When Shaq was in Orlando, they were the most entertaining team to watch for basketball fans.
Dude, when he was in Orlando, when he was his first couple of years, that was the first time we saw another player's shoe come out that wasn't Michael Jordan, that was selling like hotcakes, man. Like, that was the new cool thing, to get Shaq's. And then when Jordan came out of retirement, the what are those? The Concords, the 11s, that was the new shoe to get. But for a short window there, about a year and a half, 2 years, Shaq's Reebok was the thing to get, man. And that was a cool logo too.
He was the one who brought national attention to a team that came into existence only 3 years before its introduction to the league.
Yep.
Of course, players such as Penny Hardaway had a lot to do with that as well. But from the moment he left to play for the Lakers, they no longer had that same appeal. Fans quickly realized that the Magic were at their best when they had the big fella, and they've never been quite the same. So does it truly matter that he only played 4 years there? It doesn't. The best historical comparison is a player that's always been linked to the Diesel. That's Wilt Chamberlain. Did you know that he has his jersey retired with the Lakers? He only played 5 seasons there, but his number is up in the rafters.
Yeah, but they won a championship together, him and Jerry West. A little bit different.
Of course, winning a title in 1972 is a big reason why he received such an honor.
And I believe he retired there, so he didn't leave them like Shaq did. So I don't really agree with this take. You know, Shaq, 1, didn't get a ring there. 2, abandoned them and left them for LA. So, you know, completely different situation.
But for a franchise that's all about rings, that's important.
Yep.
For the Orlando Magic, it isn't.
Fair,
although he never accomplished the ultimate goal, he brought the Magic to the finals. He had the best playoff run out of any player. He was a part of their only 60-win season, and he had the best numbers out of anyone. For me, Shaq receiving this honor is way overdue. But what about you all? Do you think he deserves to have his number retired? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.
Matt, you know, this is more complicated, though. It really is. Because what he says there brings up a good point. So, Shaq did deliver them the best years of the franchise history. and considering he did that in the beginning of the franchise, is really impressive. So, I mean, it leaves a bitter taste that he left the way he did, but at the same time, he was their franchise player who ditched them, obviously, but like he was their franchise player and brought them to like 4 of their best years ever. I don't know. I'm really conflicted on this, you guys. I honestly don't think I would retire his jersey. I might give him a little statue or something out front just because Orlando needs something to celebrate. But then I'd also probably do that for Dwight Howard. Yeah, I don't know. You guys got to let me know in the comments down below. What's your take on this? Am I way off base here? Am I being petty? But to me, 4 years in the beginning of your career, they drafted him. He played 4 years there, and then it was like deuces. Like you don't retire that guy's jersey. That was like, you know, he came and he went. I don't know. Let me know what you think. And yeah, shoot the video a like if you could. It helps the video perform. Subscribe if you haven't and you like this content. I'm releasing a video every day right now, as long as I can keep it up. And yeah, I appreciate y'all watching. But yeah, please let me know what you think down below. Because I don't know, man. I've got this weird feeling in my brain. Like I might be off on this one. Like I might be an asshole here. So let me know what you think. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out, everyone.